So one of the questions I'm asked often is, which is the best spiralizer? Or which spiralizer do I recommend? Well, it's not that straightforward because there's different spiralizers and they all have their pros and cons. So today I'd just like to quickly run you through the 3 different spiralizers that I use and what they're good for and what their downsides are. So the first one, and you've probably seen this type of spiralizer because it's perhaps the most popular, is a horizontal spiralizer. It works by slotting the vegetable into a little pin on the blade and then sucking it onto the worktop with its little sucker feet and then moving it forward and spiralizing the noodles. Now, there are different types and they start at around £23 and work their way up. I mean, you can get one that's professional quality with super sharp blades that cost around 180 or more. So you get what you pay for, obviously, but this is one that's a little bit more expensive. It retails at £33. I really like it. It's a Lurch. And it has a few advantages. One is that it has a removable slider handle, meaning you can put it on either side, so both right-hand and left-handed people can use it, which I quite like. And then the other thing is that it has these drawers for the blades, and the 3 blades this particular one comes with is a quite narrow spaghetti blade and a flat spiralizing to create spirals, and it also has a fairly thin, almost angel hair spaghetti blade. So that's how it differentiates itself from its slightly cheaper cousin, that you can make thinner noodles. And I really like how easy it is to use. So if you have a surface that you can suck it onto, then all you have to do is push forward with one hand. I'm doing this back to front, and then just spiralize. So it's very kind of easy going, really. And let me just show you from the other side. So push it onto your worktop and then slide forward and spiralize the noodles, and you're getting beautiful thin angel hair spaghetti. So that's the horizontal one. You do need a worktop that these little suckers actually stick onto. So if you have a wooden worktop, that won't work. And for those of you who have a wooden worktop, you either have to hold the spiralizer down or you use a vertical one. So the vertical one also has sucking feet, but on a wooden worktop you don't need that. You again have 3 blades, although the blades aren't quite as fine as for the horizontal one. And they also don't tuck in neatly. I mean, they do have a little, place where you can put them, but frankly, I find this quite fiddly, and so I keep mine just in a drawer. The one that I use the most, I keep in the spiralizer, and so that's kind of how I store it. And then the way you spiralize with the vertical one is you stick the vegetable on and you push down and you literally just push it down. This is really easy to do for children, they love it, but be aware that your blade is quite exposed here, and if you slip down you could cut yourself. I have done that. I've slipped off a wet carrot and pushed my finger into the blade. It's really painful, so don't recommend it, but as long as you're aware of that. So when you work with children, then use this spiralizer this way round with the blades facing away from the children rather than this way round with the blade facing them. So that is the vertical spiralizer, and I like it because it works on wooden worktops because you're pushing down, and it's low cost. It costs around £22. Now the final spiralizer we have is a handheld one, and there are different ones. I've seen some where it's like a kind of tube or a cylinder, and you push the vegetable in, but keep in mind that you have to have vegetables that fit into the cylinder. This allows you a bit wider vegetables, and you literally just cut it by hand, or you use this additional little tool to come right down. Now it's a bit of an effort, so you have to kind of work on it. It might sometimes work easier by putting it on the worktop and spiralizing like this, but if space is an issue, if budget is an issue, it's a really, really good entry-level spiralizer. The noodles are thicker. So here are the noodles from the handheld spiralizer, and these are the noodles from the vertical one, and here are your angel hair noodles from the horizontal spiralizer. So these are my 3 recommendations. In my classes, I let people try the different spiralizers so that they get a feel for what suits them best. And sometimes, to be honest, you might buy one and not like it and move up to the next one. But any of these will do the job, and I hope you start spiralizing, because it's just such a wonderful way of eating vegetables, particularly when they're raw. See you next time.